So, we've been chatting about how eggs can keep your muscles strong and your mind sharp, two things that make a huge difference when you're enjoying life after 60. But let's shift gears a little and talk about something close to all our hearts, literally. I mean your heart, that steady ticker that's been with you through thick and thin. You might have heard folks say eggs are trouble for your cholesterol, and I totally get why that could make you pause. For years, we were told to watch out for those yolks because they are loaded with cholesterol, about 186 milligrams in a single large egg. But here's the thing I've learned, and it's a game changer: eating eggs every day doesn't have to be a heartbreaker. In fact, they might just be one of the best friends your heart could ask for. See, the old idea that eggs clog your arteries came from some shaky studies that didn't tell the whole story. I dug into this myself because I wasn't about to let a food I love get a bad rap without proof. Turns out, when you eat eggs, they actually boost your HDL, the good cholesterol, more than they nudge up the LDL, that not-so-great stuff. HDL's like a little cleanup crew, sweeping through your blood vessels to keep things flowing smoothly. I started noticing my energy felt steadier after I added eggs to my daily routine, and my last checkup showed my HDL numbers looking happier than ever. Now, I'm not saying eggs are a cure-all, but they're not the villain we once thought. And that choline we talked about earlier. It's not just for your brain. It helps your liver handle cholesterol too, keeping things in check so you don't end up with a fatty liver or gallstones sneaking up on you. And while we're on the topic of keeping things running smoothly, let's talk about how eggs can give your energy a lift that lasts. You know those days when you feel like you're dragging by noon, even after a decent night's sleep? That used to be me, especially if I skipped a solid meal. But eggs have this knack for keeping you going without that jittery buzz you get from too much coffee. It's not just the protein, it's the combo of healthy fats and nutrients like vitamin B12 that team up to fuel you. B12 is a big deal as we get older because our bodies don't soak it up as easily from food anymore. Low B12 can leave you feeling wiped out, with tingly hands or feet, and eggs are one of the best ways to get it naturally. I eat my eggs around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, my late lunch after fasting, and it's like flipping a switch. No more midday slump, just a steady push to enjoy my day. Now, I've got to share a little story about how I figured this out. A few years back, I was feeling so run down that I'd collapse into my recliner by lunchtime, barely able to keep my eyes open. I thought it was just part of getting older, maybe you felt that too. But then I started adding eggs to my routine, and it was like someone turned the lights back on. It's not about gulping down a dozen at once, though I do enjoy 4 a day myself. It's about consistency. Even 2 or 3 eggs can make a difference, giving you that gentle lift to tackle a walk around the block or finish that puzzle you've been working on. And the fats in the yolk. They're the good kind, like omega-3s if your eggs come from chickens that get to peck around outside. Those fats keep your energy humming along without weighing you down. Speaking of not weighing you down, let's touch on something else eggs do so well: helping your eyes stay sharp. You've probably noticed how the fine print on labels gets harder to read, or maybe headlights at night seem a little too bright. That's where eggs step in with a couple of nutrients you'll wish you'd known about sooner: lutein and zeaxanthin. These are like tiny shields for your eyes, tucked right into that golden yolk. They filter out harsh blue light from screens and headlights, and they help protect against macular degeneration, that sneaky condition that can blur your vision as you age. I started paying attention to this when my wife complained about her eyes feeling tired after reading, and since we've both been eating eggs daily, she swears she's squinting less. It's not about turning back the clock, it's about keeping what you've got for as long as you can. And the deeper the yolk's color, the more of these eye-saving goodies you're getting. That's why I love eggs from chickens that roam outside or eat good, natural feed. It's like a little bonus packed into every bite. But there's even more to this story, especially when it comes to keeping your bones strong and your joints happy. So let's keep rolling and explore how eggs can be your partner in that too. Hey there, friends. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like your get up and go just didn't show up with you? Maybe you're noticing those little aches in your legs a bit more, or your energy seems to fade faster than it used to. I get it. Aging can feel like a sneaky thief sometimes, quietly taking away the pep in our step. But what if I told you there's a simple, delicious way to fight back, something you can find in your fridge right now? I'm talking about eggs, those little powerhouses you've probably been eating your whole life. And today, I want to share why making eggs a daily habit could be one of the best gifts you give yourself as you enjoy these golden years. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Eggs? Really? Aren't they just for breakfast or something we whip up when we're short on time? Well, stick with me, because there's so much more to these humble little gems than meets the eye. They're not just a quick meal, they are packed with nutrients that can help us feel stronger, sharper, and more alive, especially after 60. In this video, we're going to dive into the incredible impact of eating eggs every day, from keeping your muscles strong to giving your brain a boost and even helping those pesky leg cramps fade away. I'll walk you through why they are so special, how to make them work for you, and a few easy ways to enjoy them without getting bored. Trust me, by the end, you'll see why I'm so excited to crack open a few eggs each day, and why you might want to join me. Let's start with something we all care about as we get older, staying strong. You know how it feels when you try to lift a heavy grocery bag or climb the stairs, and your arms or legs just don't cooperate like they used to. That's because our muscles naturally start to weaken over time, a little thing called sarcopenia that creeps in after 60. But here's where eggs come to the rescue. They are loaded with protein, about 6 grams in a single large egg, and not just any protein, but the kind your body loves to use. It's called high-quality protein because it has all the building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. Think of it like giving your body a little construction crew that shows up every day to patch up the wear and tear. When I started eating 4 eggs a day, I noticed I wasn't huffing and puffing as much carrying my laundry basket upstairs. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about keeping that strength so you can keep doing the things you love, like gardening or playing with the grandkids. And it's not just about how much protein you're getting, it's how well your body uses it. Eggs have this amazing ability to turn into muscle tissue better than almost anything else out there. Compared to something like a steak or even fish, eggs come out on top because nearly half of their protein gets right to work building you up. That's a big deal when you're not as young as you used to be, because our bodies get a little pickier about what they'll use. Plus, eggs don't hit you with a big insulin spike like some other proteins do. You know, that sugar rush and crash that leaves you dragging. So, when I have my eggs for lunch around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I feel steady and ready to tackle the rest of my day, not like I need a nap 5 minutes later. Now, let's talk about something else that keeps us going, our minds. Ever walk into a room and forget why you're there? Or maybe you've noticed it's harder to keep track of your grocery list in your head. It happens to all of us, but eggs have a secret weapon for that too, choline. This little nutrient is like a superhero for your brain, helping it stay sharp and focused. It's found in the yolk, so don't toss that golden goodness out. Choline helps your brain cells talk to each other, keeping your memory humming along. I used to misplace my keys all the time, but since I've been eating eggs daily, I feel like my head's a little less foggy. It's not a magic fix, but it's like oiling up the gears in there so they don't rust. And for us over 60, keeping our minds clear is just as important as keeping our bodies moving. Speaking of moving, have you ever had those awful leg cramps that jolt you awake at night? They're no picnic, and they can make you dread going to bed. Well, eggs might just be your ticket to calmer nights. They've got nutrients like vitamin D and protein that work together to help your muscles relax and recover. I used to wake up clutching my calf, but since I started this egg habit, those cramps have backed off. It's like my legs finally got the memo that they don't need to tie themselves in knots anymore. And that's just the beginning. There's so much more eggs can do for us, so let's keep going and talk about how they can keep your heart ticking strong too. So, we've been talking about how eggs can be a real game changer for your heart, your energy, and even your eyes. Pretty amazing for something so simple, right? But there's another part of this story that hits home as we get older, especially when you start feeling those creaky knees or that stiffness when you get out of bed. I'm talking about your bones and joints, the framework that keeps you moving through life. You might have noticed it's not as easy to bounce back from a long day on your feet, or maybe you're a little more cautious about slipping on a wet floor. Eggs have a quiet way of stepping in here too, and it's all about a couple of nutrients that work together like a perfect pair, vitamin D and protein. Let's start with vitamin D, because it's a big deal when you're over 60. You've probably heard it called the sunshine vitamin, but as we age, we don't get out as much, or our skin doesn't soak it up like it used to. That's a problem, because vitamin D is what helps your body pull calcium into your bones to keep them strong. Without it, you're more likely to deal with brittle bones or even osteoporosis, which can turn a simple stumble into a big ordeal. Eggs give you a nice little dose of vitamin D, about 40 IU in a large one, and while that's not the whole day's worth, it adds up when you eat them regularly. I've been eating my 4 eggs a day, and I swear it's helped me feel a bit sturdier when I'm hauling firewood or chasing after my granddog. It's like giving your bones a daily pat on the back, saying, "Hang in there, we've got this." And then there's the protein again, that same muscle-saving goodness we talked about earlier. It doesn't just stop at your biceps, it helps your bones too. See, your bones aren't just sitting there, they're alive, constantly rebuilding themselves. Protein from eggs gives them the raw materials to stay dense and tough, so you're not just keeping your muscles from fading but also giving your skeleton a fighting chance. Pair that with the vitamin D, and it's like a tag team keeping you steady on your feet. I've got a friend, Mary, who's 68, and she started adding eggs to her lunch after her doctor warned her about weak bones. She says she's not wobbling as much when she walks her dog now, and I can't help but think those eggs are part of the magic. But it's not just about bones, your joints get a boost too. Eggs have this nutrient called vitamin K2, and it's like a traffic cop for calcium. It makes sure the calcium goes where it's supposed to, like your bones, and not where it shouldn't, like your arteries or joints. Ever feel that crunch in your knees when you stand up? That could be calcium building up in the wrong spots, stiffening things up. Vitamin K2 helps keep it moving along, and while eggs don't have a ton of it, every bit counts when you're eating them daily. I've noticed my knees don't groan as much since I got consistent with my egg habit, and it's a relief to climb the stairs without sounding like an old rocking chair. Now, let's bring this all together, because it's not just about one benefit, it's the whole package. Eggs are like a little daily deposit in your health bank account. They've got protein to keep your muscles and bones strong, choline to keep your brain humming, vitamin D and K2 to support your skeleton, B12 for energy, and lutein for your eyes. And the best part? They're so easy to work into your life. I love a soft-boiled egg with a sprinkle of salt. Takes 6 minutes and tastes like comfort. Or I'll scramble them low and slow with a bit of olive oil, maybe toss in some spinach if I'm feeling fancy. You could even slice a hard-boiled egg over a salad with some apple chunks for a light lunch that keeps you going. It's not about overhauling everything, it's about small, tasty steps that add up to feeling better every day. Think about it, we've all got those moments when we wish we could turn back the clock a little, maybe not to 20, but just to feel a bit more like ourselves again. Eggs won't make you a kid, but they can help you hold on to what matters most: strength, clarity, and that spark to enjoy life. Whether it's 2 eggs or 4, whatever fits you, it's a simple change that pays off big. I've felt it myself, less fatigue, fewer cramps, a little more zip in my step, and I want that for you too. So, what do you think? Have you tried eggs daily, or is there a favorite way you make them? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear your stories. If this resonates with you, give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'm here to share more ways to live your best at any age. Here's to thriving, not just surviving. Cheers to you and a few good eggs.